To my liberal friends out there, all you're doing is showing that you're scared you can't beat them on the issues and the merits. That's why he keeps saying it's a political campaign against me. Tens of millions of people see what extent the other side is willing to go through just to keep him out of office because they can't beat him on their own merits. Everything you do shows me you can't beat him. It's a damn shame.
Welcome to Verbal on Life. My name is Noel, battling MS. Here, trying to bring you guys the latest news and trying to grow this channel. Okay? So if this is your first time on the channel, go ahead and click on that like and subscribe button. So like that we could grow, we'll continue to grow, get bigger and bigger. All right? Thank you so much and shout out to all the subscribers that I got so far. Really appreciate it. And I want to try to continue to bring on videos for you guys to enjoy. All right? Stephen A. Smith came on Hannity and started talking the truth that hurt a lot of people's emotions, because that's the biggest fear. Well, that's not the biggest fear. It's messed up that you got to hurt people's emotions, but a lot of people don't talk the truth because it hurts their pocketbooks, and nobody's going to destroy or mess with their pocketbook when they're making money. Stephen A. Smith explaining himself about what happened with Sean Hannity.
Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show right here over the digital airwaves of YouTube. Let me move on to some of you annoying asses and just get this out the way. And obviously, I'm talking about Donald Trump. I was a guest on Fox News' Sean Hannity show last night to discuss the upcoming election, the trial, and Trump. Some people weren't happy about what I had to say. Take a listen. But I got to tell you something. As much as people may have been abhorred by Donald Trump's statement weeks ago, talking about how black folks, he's hearing that black folks find him relatable because what he's going through is similar to what black Americans have gone through. He wasn't lying. He was telling the truth. When you see the law enforcement, the court system, and everything else being exercised against him, it is something that black folks throughout this nation can relate to with some of our historic, iconic figures. We've seen that happen throughout society. So no matter what race, what ethnicity you may emanate from, we relate to you when you're suffering like that because we know we have. And that's what he articulated. Needless to say, people were in a tizzy over that. And why were they in a tizzy over that exactly? Because it's being portrayed and misconstrued that I'm saying that Trump's plight relates to black people. Well, it's easy to take things out of context, which is why I love having my own platform, so I can remedy and correct some of the foolhardiness that's put out there. First things first, Sean Hannity asked me the question about Trump gaining traction.
He gave him an honest response, which a lot of people are scared to do, again, like I said, because of their pocketbooks. Nobody trying to get fired. Nobody trying to lower how much money they're making. And Stephen A. Smith doesn't have to worry about that anymore. So that's what I think is the reason why he was able to speak the truth.
With the black vote, and how whether it's a couple of points or 3 points or 4 points, that it could end up tilting the election in his favor that's upcoming this November. Yes, he's the presumptive GOP nominee. Yes, he's on trial for a hush money case to a porn star. Yes, he recently lost a civil suit for $454 million, where he had to pay about $175 million or something like that up front, okay? Yes, the man has had 4 indictments against him, 91 counts against him. Still running, though. Still a presumptive GOP nominee, though. And
he's going to win. That's 100% for sure. We got to see that man in the office and fixing things. Because right now, we live in some chaotic time with the open borders and all the crimes going around the city. Crazy.
By the way, as I pointed out, has gained traction and is ahead of the incumbent President Joe Biden in at least 5 polls. Not all of the polls, but at least 5 polls have Trump ahead. Now, before I go a bit further, getting into us as black people, because we know how we can be now, okay? Not all, not some of us, but I'm just talking about some of us from our community. We know how the hell we can be. We're going to have that conversation in just a second. But before I get to that, I love how y'all pick apart me on Hannity. I was on Cuomo on News Nation an hour earlier. I ain't hear nothing about that. I was on MSNBC at least twice over the last month. I ain't hear nothing about that. I was on CNN, Abby Phillips, Laura Coates, several times. I ain't hear nothing about that. Okay? Oh, Stephen A., contributor to Fox. I'm no contributor to Fox News. I show up on all the networks. I was on Real Time with Bill Maher on HBO. I'm sorry, I ain't hear nothing about that. I've repeatedly said, I think Trump will cause civil war in this country. I can't vote for the brother. Y'all just going to ignore that. Why am I bringing all of this stuff up? Because the second black folks find somebody from our community that doesn't march 100% lockstep with one another, they a sellout. They this, they that. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, we get called the sellout. I had a lot of people. I'm from the city. I'm from New York, Harlem, and I get called the sellout a lot. And Stephen A. is 100% correct. Shut the hell up and be honest with yourself. Be honest with your pocketbook and the policies that are affecting you. That's it. No more running for the Democratic Party because they're not doing a good job. We need to push up and move on from that. What's happening right now with Trump is insane. And people are quick to call what's happening is not fair, it's not fair. But what's happening to Trump is not fair. And all of this is political warfare because as soon as November comes around, I feel like they're just going to drop all the cases and stop pursuing to put him in prison. Because that's it. Election is over.
This is getting ridiculous, okay? Trump is winning. Y'all just gonna stand still? I'm wrong when I sit up there and I say, yo, Democrats, all you got is the soon-to-be 82-year-old incumbent? You didn't have anything in the bullpen? I'm wrong for bringing that up. I'm wrong for bringing up why the hell you had Gavin Newsom on Fox News looking like he's running for president instead of Joe Biden being the president or Kamala Harris being the vice president?
Yup.
I'm wrong for bringing that up. I'm wrong for bringing up when I went off about Kamala Harris, our vice president, our HBCU grad from Howard University, a black woman, highly intelligent, former attorney general in the city of San Francisco, former attorney general in the state of California. I was wrong for bringing up.
Identity politics is the worst. We got to let it go. And that's it. I think I heard Elon Musk say it, or I heard somebody say, racism, stop talking about it. Stop mentioning it. That's it. It's over. That's the thing in the past. Let's move on. They want to bring it up in politics, and whenever there's another election, that's the main thing that they got, and that's all they got. But personally, I want to see what are you doing for the homelessness? What are you doing to fix the streets? What are you doing to fix the bridges? And that's it. Keep it moving. Stop trying to be in office all these years making millions on the low. Because everything they're doing is on the low. We have no clue how these people make millions. Insane. But we got to hold them accountable. But you know what? Bill Barr voting for Trump. Because right now we are in a situation where it doesn't make sense to go left, to go for the Democratic Party.
Yesterday, they seated 7 jurors total since the Trump hush money trial has begun here in New York City. It's quite a spectacle, quite an event. I know that you think that the prosecution seems far-fetched, maybe the best way I could, maybe that's the kindest way that I can say that. Your thoughts as to how this is going now that it's underway and what you think about it?
Well, I've said from the beginning, this case is an abomination. You know, it's obviously political. 7 years after he pays hush money to try to come up with this case. It's also, as you say, it's not only far-fetched, they're trying to predicate it on a federal crime, which wasn't prosecuted, and they're wrong about it. This was not a campaign contribution. They're just wrong on the law. But to me, this shows that the real threat to liberty, the real threat to our system, are the excesses of the progressive left. They're perverting the system of justice, and that's where the danger lies: the corruption and subversion of our institutions by the left.
I heard you call this hush money case outrageous. And I also know you've been asked many times, you've had your disagreements with former presidents. He's the presumptive nominee. We assume he will be the nominee. Will you support him in 2024?
Well, I've said all along, given two bad choices, I think it's my duty to pick the person I think would do the least harm to the country. And in my mind, that's I will vote the Republican ticket.
You
I
will
will support the Republican ticket. I think the real danger to the country, the real danger to democracy, as I say, is the progressive agenda. And said Trump may be playing Russian roulette, but continuation of the Biden administration is national suicide, in my opinion.
Yes.
There you have it. We're going to leave it there. Again, if you watched this long, thank you so much. If you haven't clicked on that like and subscribe button, go ahead and subscribe. Trying to blow up the channel little by little. It will happen. It's going to work. Just remember, we got to push forward. We got to keep our voices out there and talk. All right? Be verbal on life. Subscribe, comment below. See you guys in the next video. Peace.
Verbal on life.
What else? That was Stephen A. Smith. I just had to talk because I feel like a lot of people connect to Stephen A. Smith whenever he talks. And I like the fact that he's being honest because a lot of people talk, but they lie. They try to use identity politics and just try to make Donald Trump seem like a racist, make the Republican Party seem like a racist party. When that's not the conversation, that's not even a talk. How about why are we sending billions to other countries? But yet we got problems here that we can't solve because there's no money to solve it. What is going on? Where are they coming up with the money for this? Oh, they're messing up the country's debt to help out somebody else. To me, I see it let's say you're in the house and you and your neighbor's house are both burning. And you look out the window and you say, oh, let me go save the neighbor and his kids. But yet you leave your family, your kids burning your house. Why are you saving other countries when you have a burning house? America has a lot of problems. And they always say the same thing. There's not enough money. That's why in Chicago, they're having a revolt. They're complaining about it because it's how are you bringing millions for illegals? No, billions for illegals. But yet, all of our problems are still there. And it's always the same excuse. There's no money. But comment below, what do you think? I think I'm done. Noel, battling a mess. I'm happy to still be talking and still expressing myself. Let's go.